are doing well. I am Ramsha Farooq once again with you with our new topic today, which is verb tenses. In this video, we will be discussing classification of tenses, and then we will be moving towards our first tense, which is present tense. Now let's begin. Now first check it out the definition of tenses. What are tenses actually? Tense of a verb refers to the time at which the action shown by the verb takes place. Verbs are often used in a way that it indicates or denotes the time when an action or an event occurred. These verbs take up different forms to indicate the time of an action, event or condition by changing its form. These all are called tenses. Now tenses are broadly classified into three broad categories, which is present, past or future. We say that present tense, past tense or future time. As you can see, the clock represents past, present and future. Now what is past tense? Past, an action that already took place. Present, an action that is happening right now. Future, an action that is going to happen. Now, the classification of tenses. As I told you before, tenses are broadly categorized into three main categories, which are present tense, past tense and future time. Now these three main categories are subcategorized into four main types, four main subcategories or four subcategories, which is present simple or present indefinite, present perfect or present complete, present continuous or present progressive, present perfect continuous. Now our next category is past. The past tense is also subcategorized into four forms, which is past simple or past indefinite, past perfect or past complete, past continuous or past progressive, and past perfect continuous. Same goes with the future tense or future time, future simple or future indefinite, future perfect or future complete, future continuous and future progressive, and the last, future perfect continuous. Now let's begin to explain you what is present tense. Present tense is used to refer or indicate to something that occurs in present. Now we will be doing present simple verb tense. When you use present simple, you are using a routine, right? When we are using present simple tense or present indefinite tense, we are using a routine. It is something that you always do every day, month or year, or it's something that you never do. Like present simple or indefinite represents an action, event or condition that is occurring in present or that is occurring now. Now we have some examples here. Before the examples, I will be telling you the formula or the structure of present simple verb tense. is the formula or the structure, which is in present simple tense we will be writing first subject plus helping verb plus subject plus helping verb or verb plus object, right? Now we have some examples here. Now in present tense, first of all, let's recall the helping verb which are used in present simple or always in present tense. We say that is, am, are the helping verbs which we are using in present tense. We have the examples here. I travel every day. Now with this we have subject, verb and object. We don't have helping verb here, but what are the subjects we can use with verb and object in present simple tense? We can use I, you, we, they. Now I, you, we, they are always used for singular words, singular verb, right? I, you, we, they are always used for singular verb, right? Now our next example is he, she, it, right? These are the subjects. He travels every day, or she travels every day, or it travels every day. Normally we are not using it here, but he or she. When we are using a gender or when we are using the pronoun, we always use the plural verb as a verb in this sentence. In a formula of subject, helping verb or verb plus object, if we are using verb, we will always use it in a plural form when we are using a pronoun like he or she or it as well, right? Now our third example here is I am a student. Now here we don't have a verb here, but we have a helping verb. Now what is the helping verb in this sentence? Am is a helping verb, right? I am a student. I is a subject, am is a verb, a is an article and student is a object. Alright, now this is all present simple tense, or we can say present indefinite tense. I hope you find it informative and the concept is clear about present simple and or present indefinite here. Now let's move towards our other type of present tense, which is continuous, or we can say that present progressive tense. Now when you use present continuous, or you are referring to what is going on or happening right now. Now you can say that in present continuous tense, an action which is taking place right now in the current time, it is known as present continuous. It can be an action that is not yet complete. Now we can say that this tense indicates the continuous nature of an act or event in the present and has not been completed. Like you can say that the activity has begun in the past and is still going on. We will present continuous tense is this thing like happening right now. We have a structure here, or we can say the formula of present continuous tense, which is subject plus helping verb plus first form of verb plus ing plus object. Like as I told you before, the helping verbs which we use in present tense are always is, am and are, right? With these we will be using the first form of verb and ing, which we call the fourth form of verb, right? So the verb first form plus ing is also known as the fourth form of verb. Clear? Alright, we have some examples here. I am traveling right now. I is a subject, am is a helping verb here, traveling is a fourth form of verb As we say, travel plus ing, traveling, is a fourth form of verb, and right now is the time mentioned, right, in the current situation. What is going on in the current situation, right? So right now is an object. Let's move towards our next example. You are traveling right now. So when we use you, we, or they as a subject, we will be using are as a helping verb with that. And the first form plus ing, traveling, the fourth form of verb will remain the same. And right now, the time, the object is also the same. Alright, only subject and helping verb will be changed as you are, we are, or they are. We have our third example here. He is traveling right now. So, for the pronouns like he, she, or it, we will always use is with the first form plus ing, which we call fourth form of verb. And we can say that the verb and the object will always be the same, only subject and helping verb will be changed, right? So this is all the concept, this is the concept of present continuous or present progressive tense, right? Now let's move towards our next tense. I hope you people are getting the points and the concept. Now let's move towards our next tense, which is present perfect tense, or we can say that present complete tense. Present perfect tense is used to describe an action that had begun in the past and continues into the present and has just been completed. The time of occurrence of the action is generally not mentioned in this tense. This tense is also used to describe an action happened in the past before another action took place. Although it is easy to confuse this verb tense with the present simple tense, but the main difference is that the action is complete or present perfect. In other words, we are looking at the result right now without any word referring to time. As I say that the time is not mentioned in this tense. Let's move towards the structure and formula, which is subject plus helping verb. Now in this tense, we will be not using is, am, and are. As I told you before that we will be using is, am, and are in present tense, but in present perfect tense we will be using have or has. And we have third form of verb with that and object. We can say the formula is subject plus helping verb, have or has, plus verb third form plus object. Now what is the third form of verb in which ed is mentioned, right? Now we have examples here. I have traveled to France. Now when we use I, you, we, or they, we use have always with a third form of verb and an object. Now our next example is he has traveled to France. Now when we will be using the pronouns, we will always use has with that. Now if we repeat it, if we use I, you, we, or they, we will be using have with the third form of verb and the object. And when we will be using pronouns, we will always use has with the third form of verb and object. Now let's move towards our next tense, which is present perfect continuous, or we can say present perfect progressive tense. In this verb tense, an action started in the past, but it's still continuing now. This tense is used to describe an action, event, or occurrence that has begun in the past and continues into the present. You have been performing the action and still are performing the action in the present. Right? In this tense, tense time is mentioned in two ways, like point of time, which is fixed time. We use since. When we use suffix time, we use since. When period of time, which is the time is not mentioned, we use for. When the time is not mentioned, we use for, and when the time is mentioned, which is fixed time, we use since. Now, we have formula here, which is subject plus helping verb. Now, in this tense, we will be using have been and has been as a helping verb, right? In present perfect tense, we have used have and has, but in present perfect continuous, we will be using have been or has been. Plus verb first form plus ing, which is verb fourth form. Like with have been and has been, we will always use the fourth form of verb and an object. We have examples here. I have been traveling for a day. Now here we will be using I, you, we or they, as I told you before. When we will be using I, you, we or they, we will always use have been with the fourth form of verb and as an object, right? Now our second example is he, she or it, right? He has been traveling for a day. Now here if we will be using a pronoun, we will always use has been. As in present perfect, we will use has with the pronouns, and in present perfect, have is also being used with the I, you, we and they. Now here I have only mentioned the example of for, not since. Like it is mentioned, the fixed time is not mentioned, only a day is mentioned. If it is mentioned here, like I have been traveling since Saturday. Saturday is a fixed time, or we can say that since 5 p.m. So the time is fixed, mentioned fixed here. So we will be using since. Right? He has been traveling he has been traveling since morning. So morning is a fixed time mentioned there. So we will be using since. That's all for today. That's all for today. I hope you find it informative and interesting. Please follow us on Instagram and like us on Facebook. The link is mentioned in the description as well and here. Please like, subscribe and hit the bell icon for more informative and interesting content. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.